welcome back to my channel. Happy Monday. I hope you all had a lovely weekend and you're excited for a brand new speed build today. And we are building an apartment for a big sister who is raising her little sister. So we've got a teenager and we have a child. Now this apartment is meant to be like really run down and kind of like just, you know, the older sister's really struggling to get by. There's a lot of work that needs to be done, a lot of TLC needed for this apartment, but I had a lot of fun building it, so I do hope you guys like it. It's a little bit different from normal. We do have a lot of cracks in the wall and we've got some, you know, watermarks in the kitchen, and I just think it's quite realistic for certain apartments, so I did do that for this week. I had a lot of fun building this. I actually built this last weekend and I wasn't very well at the time, but on that day I was like, you know what, we're just going to go all out, we're just going to build as much as we can because I didn't feel too great. So this is what we came up with. I say but we're basically all a family here. But yes, we are building an apartment for a older sister raising a little sister, and I really like how it turned out. I think that it turned out really creative, I guess. I don't necessarily do creative builds all the time. I know some of them are, but I tend to kind of sway to creating similar things, whereas this one was completely different. So I am including quite a lot of mould in this apartment, which I don't usually include, and it made it look really run down, which is exactly what I wanted. So a little bit of the backstory is I kind of imagining that the older sister got into this position because their parents passed, maybe something really tragic happened to them, and their other family members live quite far away, so she is responsible for her little sister, and they live in this kind of, you know, run-down apartment, and because she is a teenager she can't afford to fix things, so it does look a little bit worse for wear, but she does her best. So, you know, at least the little sister does have a roof over her head and she is eaten, so, you know, it could always be worse, but it could definitely be better as well. So that is what we're doing for today. Now this particular room, I did want to make sure we had a dining space because lately I've been really struggling to fit in a dining area, which is really annoying, but we did manage to include one for today, and we do have 3 seats. We've got a bonus seating place as well as, which I thought was quite good because sometimes I don't have enough room for a dining room, which is really annoying, but we did manage to include one. I do also have a lounge area, so considering it is quite a small apartment, we do still have all the necessities and more if anything, so that's pretty good. I do apologise if you can hear the clicking in the background. My editing software lately, whenever I upload the clips that I filmed, it kind of like puts it in slow motion a little bit. It doesn't speed it up as much as you guys are watching it, which is really annoying. I'm not too sure why it's happening, and I have terrible hay fever today, so I'm like struggling so much to not sneeze, but it's fine. I'm really hoping that the antihistamines will help because spring has sprung and now pollen is a problem, and it'll be a problem for the next few months, so I'm not looking forward to feeling snotty every day. But yeah, hopefully it'll calm down a little bit. But it is surprising how pollen affects you even when you're indoors, because yesterday I was outside and it wasn't actually that bad, whereas today I'm indoors and it's worse, so I don't really understand how that works. But it's just in the air, isn't it? So it is what it is. But it's not the most pleasant of things, but it'll be fine. So I am now just finishing up in the kitchen. I did want to include some like craft stuff on the wall for the little girl, so I did include these cute little pictures, and it kind of reminded me of Paw Patrol, that little dog in the corner. I've personally never watched it because I don't have any younger people in my life, but I still know what it is, so yeah, so this is pretty much the kitchen. I didn't want to over clutter it because, like I said, they don't have loads of money, and I just wanted it to feel quite realistic, so I did include some craft stuff that the little sister might have made and the sister put in the kitchen. So now moving on to the lounge area, same principle. We don't have much money, so I did put in one of these like dumpster TVs. They're from Debug. I really like them though. I think they're just kind of like the perfect thing for these type of households, and you know, if you're creating like an older era house, then it works for that. I did also include some posters on the wall. I was kind of imagining maybe they got these out of magazines and the sister just wanted to like decorate the space a bit more without it being expensive, so I did include these posters, which I thought were quite cute, and it just made it a little bit more colourful for the little girl. But I really like this apartment. It's kind of a bit funky and it's not something I would usually build, so it was nice for a change to kind of just, you know, venture out and try something a little bit different. I do end up including a cupboard because I did want to have some place for storage, but originally it was a little bit difficult to fit in because it's quite a small space, but we did manage to work it out in the end and I think it turned out nice, so there we are. So this is the cupboard that I'm referring to. This is my IKEA cupboard. It just always seems to work. It has a lot of room for clutter and it's just a good size because it's not too big, it's not too small, it just fits in what you need. So that is what we did. I did end up including 2 of them because I wanted some extra space for storage because we do not have much room in this apartment, but we shockingly do have 2 bathrooms, which isn't usually a thing. Usually it's just 1, but I did want to have 2 bathrooms, and we do have a laundry section as well, which I thought was quite nice for a change because I don't always include a laundry room. So yeah, this particular bathroom is the one without the laundry. I was kind of imagining that maybe this was the sister's bathroom. I know it's next door to the little sister's room, but the big sister kind of uses this one more, I was thinking. I don't know, but that was the vision. So we don't have a bath, which is maybe a problem, but it doesn't really matter because they are old enough to both shower, so we do just have a shower. And this particular apartment is just over, like slightly over 20,000. I can't remember the exact amount, but it's basically a starter apartment, so you guys could use this when you first start playing, which I thought was quite nice. It wasn't intentional, but I wasn't complaining. It's always good to make some starter apartments, so there you have it. I would be concerned if it wasn't a starter apartment, to be honest, because it is very run down, but I do think it makes for good storylines. So, you know, it's not always about making these perfect builds, it's about just having character to them, and this house definitely has character, or apartment I mean. It definitely has a lot of character to it, which I definitely love. And when I'm watching other creators, I love when they have like a very like fit personality to the build, then, shall we say. I think it adds a lot more to it when you've got like a clear-cut personality to the build as opposed to just, you know, putting in random items. Or I just think when you've got a storyline going, it makes it more realistic. So I actually really enjoyed this. I probably wouldn't live here by choice, but I mean, people definitely do live like this, and I really like the realism side of it, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So I am now just working on the little girl's room. I wanted to include lots of pictures, and I didn't want it to be too expensive, so I did use debug a little bit because I didn't want it to be over the top, but I also wanted her room to feel very cozy and lived in without necessarily being expensive. So that was a little bit of a struggle because trying to do those 2 things together is not the easiest. But I did find this board, is it called a bulletin board? I'm not too sure, but they did like clip to it, so I did end up including that. I think this is supposed to have postcards on there, but it worked for these pictures, so I thought I would include that. But I kind of imagined that maybe she was into music and art, so I did include this like wall art, which is, it looks like guitar, like the top of the guitar. I'm not too sure what you'd call it, but I hope that makes sense. Like the bit where you change the chords. This is the second bathroom. This is sort of like the main bathroom for both sisters. Like I said, the other one was primarily for the older sister, but I mean, they can use either, of course, they're both going to use it. But this is the main bathroom, which is connected to the laundry room, and I really like this particular setup. I think it's quite cool that there's like not a half wall, but just one wall, and the shower's behind it, and then next to it they have a walkway into the laundry room. I just thought it was quite a nice layout for this particular bathroom, so I hope you guys like it. I particularly like it, so I hope it's something that you guys do as well. And I did include some shelves to put some clutter in. I can't remember whether I put stuff in there. I think I did off camera, but I also didn't want to over clutter it because, like I said, I want it to feel very empty, so I tried to keep it as minimum as possible. And then we finished on the big sister's room. Now this room I did want to include some items that she could possibly make money from, so I do end up putting in an easel because I wanted her to be able to paint and make some money, and I kind of felt like that was her goal. That's why she did put some pictures on the wall from the magazines, because I did feel like eventually she wanted to be able to put her own artwork up and, you know, brighten up the space, because, you know, artwork doesn't have to be expensive. It can just be creative. It can just be, you know, an expression of the individual living here. It doesn't have to be snazzy or anything. So that is where I got that idea from. But with that being said, I am probably going to end the voiceover here today, guys. I've really had to just keep pausing this voiceover because I cannot stop sneezing, and it's pretty much driving me crazy. So I'm really hoping the hay fever will calm down, and I don't know. It's just, I know you guys also suffer with it, so I know you understand. It's just, it's so frustrating. But I really hope you enjoyed today's apartment. Let me know if you'd like some more videos like this, but I am going to end the voiceover. So, like always, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, share it with a friend, turn on the notification bell, and I will see you guys tomorrow for another speed build. Thanks for watching. Bye, lovelies.
Everything stops when you move like that, yeah. Everything stops when you move like that, yeah. Everything stops when you